You were born in 100 BC, right in the heart of ancient Rome. And, for your luck, you are part of the gems Julia. This is not just wealth, it is divine status. Your family claims to descend from the goddess Venus. In Roman society, you are basically the Kardashians of ancient politics. Powerful, famous, and constantly commented. But lately, your family is declining. The money is running out and your political power basically depends on nostalgia. And in Rome, politics is money. If you are not winning elections or rising in the hierarchy, you are not feeding well, metaphorically and literally. Your father is a big figure, governor of the province of Asia. Before that, he was a prior. Seems impressive, but it's like winning silver in the Olympics. Cool, but everyone still asks why you didn't win gold. And in Rome, gold means consolation. For generations, your family has been trying to guarantee first place. But no one did it. You have to change that. You grow up listening to the legends of your ancestors, heroes, generals, politicians, all these good things. And at some point, you decide, yes, I'm going to be that guy. The one who brings the diali back to the Holophotes. Quotes. It's a huge goal, of course. But you have ambition and, most importantly, you have rich parents. They give you the best Roman classical education that money can buy. Which, by the way, is not cheap. While other Roman children are hunting rats or working in the fields, you are studying philosophy and practicing speech. Because in Rome, words can kill as quickly as weapons, and you will need both. So it happens. You get the news. Your father is dead. You are 15 years old. And so, your sponsor, protector, and biggest security network is gone. But don't panic. It turns out that your father was not just influential. He was rich. He leaves behind a heavy legacy and his mother presents herself to take care of everything. So no, you will not be expelled from a Roman school so soon. But you had an uncle, Gasmius, a total legend, a powerful general, took the position of consul 7 times. This is basically the Roman version of being re-elected president several times. He was the one you admired the most. But yes, he also died last year. So now it's just you. So, guess what? Now you are the man of the house at 15 years old, and your job? Prevent Diali's house from collapsing. But you don't just sit there crying. At 16, you get married. Her name is Cornelia Sa. No, not for love. This is not a Disney movie. It's a strategic alliance. Cornelia is the daughter of the powerful ally of her late uncle. It's chess, not romance. But over time, something unexpected happens. You really start to love Cornelia. Oops, that's where the real problems start. 3 years later, your wife's father loses a civil war. The winner, an implacable guy named Sulla, who declares himself a dictator. This is bad. And the worst, he wants to erase all traces of his father-in-law's political faction. And this guy not only cancels the enemies, he literally makes a list of deaths. If your name is on it, you're done. Good news, you're not on the list yet. Instead, Sulla gives you a small choice. Divorce Cornelia, get away from her and the faction. And maybe you can live. Stay with her. Well, then you'll want to start writing your own name on this death list. And here's the problem. You can leave. This wasn't a love marriage, remember? But now it is. And leaving her is betrayal. Not just to her, but to the legacy of your uncle, your dream, your future. So, of course, you tell Sulla to stick her options where the sun doesn't shine. It's not your smartest attitude. He officially puts his name on the list. Congratulations. Now you are a wanted teenager in Rome. You are only 18 years old. No army, no reinforcements. So you do what any sensible person would do. You run. You disappear inside Rome, sleeping with one eye open, constantly moving. Sulla's men hunt you like a sport everywhere. You're not just hiding, you're surviving. And everyone knows they'll end up catching you. So here's your situation. You are a teenager fugitive with the scariest dictator in Rome behind your head. It's not great, but turn around in history, your family doesn't give up. They mess with a few little sticks. And by little sticks, I mean the Vestal Virgins, one of the most powerful religious institutions in Rome. If the Pope had a female squad, it would be these girls. They defend their case to Sulla. First, he thinks, no way, that punk embarrassed me. But eventually he gives in. You are officially forgiven. You are free. But you don't stay in Rome. Sulla may have said you're safe. But he's the kind of guy who changes his mind and sends murderers before breakfast. So you leave quickly. Where are you going? Asian province. You stand under the command of a Roman commander named Marcus Minucius Turnus, waiting to keep his head down and make his name in the army. Shortly after, a city called Mytilene decides that it's over with Roman rule and a rebellion begins. Bad idea. Rome sends Marcus to repress the rebellion. But there's a little setback. Mytilene is trapped behind huge walls and they have a huge fleet that can make Poseidon jealous. If Marcus wants to win, he has to attack by land and sea. The problem is that Marcus doesn't have a fleet. So, guess who gets a critical mission? You. You are sent to Bithynia to request ships to the king Nicomas IV. That's right. You are an officer just over 20 years old who was entrusted with a mission that can save Rome's reputation. You can do it. The king agrees. Protected fleet. Rome wins. Big W with the ships in hand. Marcus launches the attack and, boom, Mytilene falls. You fight like a real animal and still win the civic crown. The great honor of Rome for saving the life of another soldier. While you're out there living your best war hero life, you get the best news of your adult life so far. Sulla is dead. Time to pack your bags. You finally go home. Next item on your checklist. Total domination of Roman politics. In 73 BCT, you take the position of Pontifex, a religious role that seems sacred. But it's actually just another play of power. You get it mainly because of your last name. Prestige opens doors. My dear, moving forward to 69 BC, you are sent to Spina Ulterior as a cloister. In the same year, a tragedy happens. Your wife, Cornelia, and your Aunt Julia, wife of your legendary Uncle Mario, die in the same year. These are not random losses. They are people you really loved. They shaped who you are. And losing them is very painful. But you have that Roman mentality. Faced with the limits of life, make them a great campaign of RP. So, at their funerals, you make the most emotionally strategic speeches of your life. I'm devastated. My wife really reminded me of my noble Uncle Mario. Remember him? The guy who saved Rome? Well, guess who's here to continue this legacy? That's right, me. All I ask is your support when I run for office. Subtle. It doesn't even come close. But it works. After finishing in Span, you are back in Rome and you are elected the Dill of Curia. Translation. Now you are the guy responsible for keeping Rome entertained. So what do? organize epic games of gladiators. Huge public shows, exaggerated, and that blow up the budget. People love it. But there's a little problem. You're broke. So you ask for borrowed money. A lot of money. Risky? Sure. Is it worth it? Absolutely. People love you. Your popularity shoots. Then comes the great victory. The pontiff defeats Massimo, the high priest of Rome. And you don't just win. How do you destroy competition? Now you're not just popular. You are a political force. Next, Frida Urbani's. A great legal job in Rome. After that, you go back to Span to Terrier. But this time as a governor. And now he's officially surpassing his father. Sorry, father. But your final goal is still out there. Flying like Mount Olympus. Console. The problem? You made a truck of enemies who think you'll be too powerful in that seat. But giving up is not your style. But it's you we're talking about. You don't back down because people are afraid of you. That means you're doing it right. So you make big moves. You join Pompeo, the Great, the military gold boy of Rome. And Crass, the guy who has more money than the gods. To form a secret alliance. The first triumvirate. Pompeo gives him military influence. Crass gives him money. You bring the strategy. Together, you manipulated the system enough to ensure that you would get exactly what you wanted. And so, you become the consul of Rome. You did it. The gully name is back on top. You did what your father, your uncle, and previous generations failed to do. You could stop now. You could rest. But no. You're just getting started. It's 59 BC and you're consul of Rome. And honestly, you're wrecking. You use your power to help your boys in the first triumvirate. Cassius and Pompey. Each one gets what he wants as if it were a political buffet. In return, you win the royal prize. Proconsular command over the Cisalpine Gaul, Transalpine Gaul, and Heracon. Translation. Enormous and rich regions in resources that are there waiting for someone ambitious to come get them. So, in 58 BC, you end your time in Rome. Say goodbye politely and march with 4 legions. It's time to turn Gaul into your personal empire. First thing on the task list. Smash some Germanic tribes that plunder your territory. Consider this option marked. So, from 58 to 51 BC, you enter in total beast mode. You crush the Gauls. Tribe after tribe. Are you feeling bored? You invade new lands. Why? Because you can. You even build a bridge over the Damrian River just to prove your point. Boats? This is for amateurs. You are Caesar. In 50 BC, you turned Gaul into a Roman province, became richer than ever, and won something much more dangerous than gold. Loyalty. Your soldiers love you. The Roman people love you. You are a famous general with wealth, territory, and soldiers who die for you. And that terrifies the Senate. They send a little letter of love. Hey Caesar, how about you dissolve your army and go home? Good try. You know exactly what will happen the second you show up in Rome with your legions. Your enemies will tear you apart like lions in a stack. So you politely refuse. Rome doesn't like that. They give you 2 choices. Surrender your army or be branded as an enemy of the state. Your answer basically is take me if you can. And so Rome declares war on you. To spice things up even more, guess who they put in command of the army sent to stop him? Pompey, your old friend from the first triumvirate. Remember when the 3 of you were together? Yes, it's over. Crassus died in 53 BC during a failed military attempt. So now it's just you and Pompey in the trio. You have the army, the fame, the money, the people. So what does Pompey do? He panics. He runs straight to the arms of his enemies in the Senate like a sticky X. He thinks it's better to finish Caesar before Caesar finishes me. Classic unblocked betrayal arc. It's 49 BC and you've had enough. You take your army and cross the Rubicon River. A bold move that basically slaps Rome in the face. It's an open declaration of war. There's no turning back. You invade Rome so fast that Pompey and his army panic. They don't even try to fight. They abandon Rome and flee to Greece to regroup. Cowardly move? Maybe. Smart too? Maybe. But you don't let him breathe. You chase him down the sea straight to Greece, where they both face each other in the Battle of Pharsalus. Pompey has more troops, more cavalry. But you have experience, strategy, and that scary level of confidence that says, I already know I'm going to win. You destroy him. Pompey flees again, this time to Egypt, probably waiting to hide behind royalty. But you're not done. You follow him fast. When you get there, the Egyptians, thinking they're doing you a favor, give you a gift. Pompey's head. You look at it and suddenly this war doesn't look like a game anymore. Say what you want about your rivalry. But Pompey was already your friend, your ally, the man with whom you built an empire. You can't hold back your tears. That's what power does. It breaks ties. It leaves you in peace. But you don't stop. You return to Rome and crush the last of your enemies, one by one, until you're standing on no one. The civil war is over and you're the last man standing. It's 46 BC and the Senate names you dictator for 10 years. Not bad, but you're Caesar. And not bad is not good enough. In 44 BC, you forced them to act. They declared him a vital dictator. You did it. You went further than any ancestor could have dreamed. The name of Julius is now legendary. You could retire, party, relax. But no. Now it's time to take advantage of the empire you built. You reward your supporters by filling the Senate with your people, increasing from 600 to 900 seats. This is not politics. This is building an empire. You reward your veterans with lands. You cut debts. You reduce taxes. You make life easier for ordinary Romans. And guess what? They love him for it. But not everyone is smiling. The old guard in the Senate is in a panic. You are too powerful, too popular, too untouchable. You can see it in their eyes. The envy, the fear. But whatever. Let them be in a bad mood. You are wearing a purple thong now, reserved for royalty. You put your statue in the temples next to the gods and declared yourself Parentis Pater, father of the homeland. You are no longer just ruling Rome. You are Rome. It is March 15th, 44 BC. You wear your purple thong as always. The one that screams, yes, I command this place. It's just another Senate meeting. You made hundreds. You are a dictator, of course. But even dictators need to deal with paperwork. You come in as a king among men. So something seems strange. Suddenly, you notice senators crowding around you. A hand grabs your tunic. So you feel the cold steel. You look down. Blood, your blood. They are slaughtering you now from all sides. You don't see faces. All you see is your blood spilling everywhere. You try to retreat, screaming. But this is violence. But there is no escape. Your legs give in. You are falling and you know it. Around you, the senators scream, freedom, freedom. Quotes, these were the same people about which their counselors warned him. Yes, you knew they hated him. But did you do anything? No. You look up, choking, bleeding. And there it is. Pompu's statue, cold, stoic, watching. You open a smile. Of course. It ends like this. You think. Yes, I was very arrogant. But I changed Rome. I made the name of Julius immortal. Quotes, and then, so you left. The man who conquered Gaul crushed Pompu. He rewrote the rules and called himself divine. He dies in the Senate plenary in the hands of the people he tried to govern. Julius Caesar. You lived like a legend. You died like one too. And the story. She never forgot you.